Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy J Rocks here. Today we're gonna be doing another live stream. We're gonna start chopping it up about trends in the fragrance game as far as fragrance houses go. What trends we like, what trends we would wish stop, and what trends we wish would what new trends we would like to see. We'll talk a little bit about that. And anybody watching, feel free to chime in on the chat section, and maybe you'll give us something to talk about. We'll post it up on the screen, and we'll talk about that. All right, so let me introduce my guests here, or let them introduce themselves.
All right, what's up, everyone? So, as you guys know, Jesus, aka Cali Gent, me and J Rock have done quite a few live streams together. We try to do one every week. Sean joined us for the last one, and he's back here today. So make sure you guys hit the like button on J Rock's video and subscribe to both their channels. Do not miss out. If you're already here, it takes like 1 second.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sean, Sense by Sean. Super excited to be here. We had so much fun at the last stream. Had a blast. I believe we were talking about niche versus designers. Really cool topic, and I think this one's like really interesting to listen to because there's going to be so many opinions in the chat. At least I hope, because it's a cool topic. So, Sense by Sean, super excited to be here. What's up, Russell? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, exactly. Now these conversations we have here, there's no right or wrong answer. The main, the main reason we do this is so that we have them and we kind of get an idea of what everyone else is thinking, what everyone's opinion is. There's no right or wrong opinion, but there's a million different opinions, and it's good to see everybody's. And maybe we see some of these ideas or opinions come to fruition this year.
Absolutely.
What up, Russ? Okay, so we'll start. I guess I'll start by asking the big elephant in the room. Comes up a lot of times during videos. Is the trend of the blue fragrances. Are you guys tired of it? Do you not care? Is it fine? Do you like it? You want it to keep going? What are you guys' opinions on that? That's a big one.
I would say I love fragrances. They definitely have a place in the fragrance community, especially like when people are barely starting out. Like when I barely started out, it was just a way for me to try different fragrances, and I knew they were safe bets. I didn't know much about fragrances, but I just knew if I stuck to blue fragrances, I would be okay. Some of my favorite ones are like Blue de Chanel, Dylan Blue. I consider like Sauvage to be a blue fragrance. So I like the blue fragrances. I definitely think they have a place, but after a time, it gets kind of redundant, in my personal opinion, because how many different blue fragrances can you make with putting a twist on it? So they kind of start to like smell similar or have the similar performance. I really do like them though, so I would, if they continue to stick around, which I hope they do, I would like to see somebody put like either a twist on it, whether it be performance wise or they have to do something with the top notes, because the top notes, they resemble in every, like they're kind of similar in every single blue fragrance.
Happy to see you here, Medina Custom Knives.
What's up, Medina? This dude's always showing love on my videos. Quality gentleman.
He is.
Yeah, so I think we were live Friday and now on Wednesday. So the boys and I have been chatting about how we're going to get a schedule moving forward. Work schedules and life and stuff gets in the way, but we're going to get. I'm sure probably after this one we'll get our schedules hashed out and have.
We were narrowing it down to Wednesdays or Fridays. I just couldn't do one this Friday because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I don't know how I'm gonna be on Friday. But we're gonna do it. They're gonna be set in stone, hopefully in the near future, sometime next week. Whatever day we do one next week, it's probably gonna be the schedule going forward.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. At least that's the plan.
Medina, glad you're here though, brother. Even though you weren't expecting us, glad you could hop in. Everybody needs to tell Jesus he talks too much.
So, what's your? What do you think, man? What do you think, John, about that? What do you think about blue fragrances?
Yeah, I think a really cool point you brought up about blue fragrances when you mentioned the newbies and the people just getting into fragrance. I mean, I would be willing to wager a bet 60 to 70% of those guys entering the fragrance world, whether it just be they're in high school and they're getting their first bottle of cologne, or they're 30 and they've been wearing the same thing for a long time and they just want something new. I'd be willing to say probably 75% of those guys are picking up Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, John Varvatos Artisan Blue, Dylan Blue. I mean, any of the ones that you call a blue fragrance. So absolutely, they're important. my thing would be is I think there's enough blue fragrances. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I think they're important. But yeah, I think, gosh, blue fragrance now, you've got your choice of, you want an Ambroxan-based one, you're going right to Sauvage. If you want fresh, you want Sauvage. If you want citrusy and grapefruit and really bright, you go blue to Chanel, especially the Eau de Parfum.
What's up, man?
What's up, Fragrance Journey?
What up, Fragrance Journey in the house.
If you want generic shower gel, you grab Dylan Blue. So really, I don't know if there's many more places for blue fragrances for any reason from the Do Well. So I think they're important. I'm glad they're here. I think smelling unique is overrated. Not that that's a bad thing, because I love certain fragrances because they're unique, but I don't think blue fragrances deserve all the hate just because they're not unique. If they're good, they're good. What's up, Awesome Fragrance?
What's up, man? Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody watching. The more action we get in the chat, the better. That way we could bounce comments off of the chat and so forth.
So what do you think?
I think honestly, I like blue fragrances. There's nice smelling, how you said. You don't need 50 of them. But I like that. I don't mind there being 50 in the market. I just don't think you need to collect all 50, right? Like, I like that every brand, if every brand every house brings out a blue fragrance, I don't mind that, because everybody has their own twist on it, right? And from 20 different options, you choose the one you like. I like that. Everybody should have their offering of that style of fragrance. But when the same house brings out like 3 or 4 blue fragrances, that's when it becomes a problem. It's like every house doesn't need more than one, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, of the same blue fragrance. You know what I mean? Like one blue fragrance for each house is good, so that that way they each have their blue offering, and they each have their take on rolls, their take on whatever fragrances, one of each. I like the idea. I just don't like if the same house is doing 10 of the same thing.
Absolutely. Now I got a question for you guys, because again, this goes off back on the tangent of when we were talking about niche versus designer. Everybody has kind of their own. I'll wait for Jay to get back here. Everybody has their own definition on what makes a niche fragrance a niche fragrance. What exactly makes a blue fragrance a blue fragrance? What do you think?
I would say, for me personally, what makes a blue fragrance would be the versatility. So to me, that's what it is. Like, I want a fragrance that I can just pick up, I can wear on multiple occasions, and I just know it's going to smell good. I'm not expecting too much. Like, I don't expect it to smell super unique, like you said, but as long as it smells good, I can go ahead and spray it on, and I know it's going to last a few hours and project pretty decently. That's what I consider a good blue fragrance, one that's very versatile, because I don't want a blue fragrance and only be able to wear it like in certain occasions. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to be like, I just want it as a nice dumb reach. Go ahead and throw it on, and I know I'm smelling amazing. So for me, it's versatility, and I would have to say price point plays a factor into that, because I don't want to be dropping too much on a blue fragrance. That's just my personal opinion. I do like them, but I'm not looking to drop like $150 on a blue fragrance, one that's just going to be versatile. Because when you're spending that much, you can start getting into the niche realm. You can start picking something else. So for me, I would say it's just versatility.
Yeah. So jack of all trades, master of none.
An easy to wear fragrance. I don't know. It's hard to say really what. They have to be fresh, obviously fresh, easy to wear. Most of them have Ambroxan or some type of citrus top note. It's kind of like your new aquatic, basically.
Yeah. I like that versatility way of talking about it, because to me, what makes a blue fragrance is a clear, like not even a question, disregard of any kind of uniqueness, a disregard of any kind of storytelling, and instead, like, telling your consumer, this is always going to be good. It's always going to be good on your first date. It's going to be good on your wedding day. It's going to be good when your first child's born. It's always
dressed down.
Absolutely. But nobody ever is going to probably grab your thing and be like, oh, you smell awesome. So amazing. Like, you're foregoing that, because people love Sauvage, but I don't know if you guys have ever had a reaction like that.
That's a good point you made. Blue fragrance is something that, how you said, it doesn't have a story to tell. it just smells good. You know,
Yeah.
I would say those smell better than a lot of other stuff, but it doesn't really have a personality or a character. It just smells good. It's for the person that hasn't found their thing. Once you eat food or anything, you like something, and you're like, I'm the type of person that likes this or that, and that's when you have no taste yet. When you just it's something that everybody's gonna like. Why you
Yep.
develop a certain taste for what style fragrances you like. That's where
Yeah.
you would start first.
I
Now,
100% agree, man.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because again, it's my favorite thing to do, and it sparks good conversation. So we talk about how important they are to the fragrance community to get people buying their first fragrance, to get someone buying their first fragrance in a safe way that they know they're going to like. Do you think blue fragrances are detrimental, not to fragrances, but to the fragrance community, the frag heads, because people are going to buy a fragrance like Dior Sauvage, get 10 compliments in a month, and say, man, people like this. Why? I mean, it's safe, it's easy. Why would I step over by Tom Ford and smell oud wood and be like, holy shit, that's way different? So why would they ever branch out? Do you think it kind of hurts any kind? Does it encourage companies to push more of that safe mainstream stuff and hurt new people getting into fragrance community?
I, that's a good one. I think if anything, I think it brings more people in because they're gonna like the way it smells. They're gonna get into fragrances, and they're not. If you give them something a little more challenging, they might be like, "Why am I spending money on this?" Like they'll shy away from wanting to really bother with them and just get something basic, Axe or whatever. So I think that's something where they're like, "This is better than Axe. It's a little more quality," and they'll show interest in fragrances. So I think it brings people in. Now, what it does to the people that already have 1,000 bottles, well, like I said, if you have 1,000 bottles, you probably don't need more, but you're a
Sure.
collector, so you're gonna want more for collector's sake. So I don't. I think it's gonna bring new people into the market. It's gonna affect the one percenters of the people that actually collect and have a lot of bottles. It will affect them because it does kill creativity, in my opinion.
So playing off what Jay said, I
That might
100% agree. I 100% agree with what Jay said. Like
Hey, what up,
it
Miami?
brings it brings people in the sense that when like that's what kind of got me into fragrances. Like you said, it was safe, it was easy. I liked it. Other people liked it. It was just really nice to wear. Like very mass appealing, and that made me research. Like okay, I just YouTubed it. I didn't know at that time like the fragrance community was a thing. I just typed in the fragrance into YouTube, and then boom, like Dylan Blue popped up, Sauvage popped up, like tons of them, and that's when I started like researching, and I was like, oh, there's actually people who review these. So I started sitting down and watching them and seeing how there's different fragrances. So it definitely pulled me more into it, like Jay was saying. But hey, what's up, 504? But as well,
before.
like
What's up, brother?
when you're a true frag head, like Jay was saying about like the 1% or however many percent of the fragrance community you want to call it, then I think they tend to get bored with it, and I can see why. Like when you're a true fragrance enthusiast, you want like uniqueness, you want things to be bold, you want creativity. So I can see how it's good and bad. Me personally, I do like the blue fragrances, but I could see why people can get tired of them. Like I said, they want something that's bold, creative, that they haven't smelled before. That's what keeps people interested in the fragrance community. Like picking up a new fragrance, smelling it, and they're like, "Oh, I want to branch out and I want to try maybe oud, or I want to branch out and I want to try tobacco fragrances, or you know what I mean?"
Yeah,
And if you can
absolutely.
stay, so I can see how it's good for like the beginners and it brings you in, but I can also see how the people who have been in the game for a while would get tired of it because it doesn't really have that much uniqueness. Yes, it smells good, it's mass appealing, and it's easy to wear, but that's just my personal opinion. They probably get tired of it after a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I would say, like, even last year before I started collecting, I'll give you an example. Say I had a blue fragrance that's running out. When I go to the store to buy another one, I'll say, maybe I don't want the same thing. I want something a little different. It would most likely be another blue fragrance, but at least I'd
Hmm.
have 20 options. I wouldn't
Okay,
have to buy
okay.
the same one. So that's for that type of person that just picks something that they could wear every day.
Hmm.
And so that the majority of the market is going to be that. You know what I mean? So they have to be there. Now, would you like to see a new trend? Because I feel like I'm starting to see that Baccarat or the BR540 trend going right now, where I
Like
like that
clone.
idea too. Like I'm not a big fan of direct clones. I don't need 50 fragrances that smell exactly the same.
Hmm.
But if every house has their take on a certain DNA, but they all make it slightly different, I do like that idea, like the BR540. There's a lot of houses that are copying that DNA, but it's never an exact clone. They're all doing their own take. They're all slightly different. I like that
What
idea over. That's kind of like a new blue craze, I guess you could say. It looks like that's what's starting now.
a change I would like to see, like something that I would like to see in the fragrance community, from people that actually make the fragrances, is like not necessarily putting out 10 fragrances or even 5 fragrances a year. You know what I mean? It's more doesn't always mean better. I like quality over quantity. So I would like to see them slow down and, maybe release like a flanker or two and kind of perfect the flanker, like you were saying, or even take your own. I can see similar notes and making it your own, but don't clone it exactly. You know what I mean? Don't try to push out 4 fragrances in 1 year that necessarily do not smell any different than like the eau de toilette to the eau de parfum. You know what I mean? Like actually take your time and maybe make a flanker off of it with actually quality ingredients and everything. Don't just rush. So I would like to see them slow down if that's anything. That's a trend I would like to see them focus on more, like focus on less and actually focus on perfecting the creativity rather than pushing out 6, 7 releases in 1 year. Because I feel when you release 6 or 7, you don't get the feedback. You release one fragrance, you get the feedback. Okay, it might not have longevity, people might not like it, or it lacks some performance. Now you can go back, you can reform it for better. That's the biggest thing I would like to see is them stop reforming the fragrances for the worst. Because most of the time when they reform them, they're either watered down or they don't smell as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually like I was saying. I like the idea when different houses, when it's like 20 different houses and they're all trying to do the same style fragrance. Because I like that because then you could compare all of them,
Hmm.
and since they're going for the same thing, you could kind of see who's doing it better.
Hmm.
I like that over like when you're competing two different fragrances, but they're doing two completely different things. You can't
Yeah.
really compare because that's gonna just depend on taste. But when they're all doing
So
the same thing, you kind of see who does it better. Like when you're seeing a band starting, a good way to see how they play is you tell them to play a song that already exists. You tell them play
yeah,
Cali or play this, and you see how good the guitarist is, how good
yeah.
the drummer is, to see if they can do it exactly like how it is on the song.
So, question: you said like their take, so not necessarily a clone, or just like a similar vibe.
Yeah, it's like I say an aquatic. Not all
Okay,
aquatics are the
okay,
same. They are completely different.
yeah,
So it's just like I see them as a genre, like that BR 540 thing
yeah.
that's going on is like a genre, like the blue craze. The genre.
Hmm.
It's not. They're not copying each other exactly to a T like a clone would. They're just like a new thing. Like an aquatic was a new thing at one time.
I think that would be dope to see like different people's perspective on what an aquatic is, or on what a freshie is, or on what a date night frag is. That'd be a cool concept. That
Yeah,
I would
like
like
a
to see.
Terminator story where he goes back into the past to change the future. How many times have you seen movies do that? It's like it's the thing. You go, oh, they're doing the same Terminator story. Yeah, but Terminator did it better. But it's good to see another company to just to kind of see what that writer, how he does this, how he tells the same thing.
Hey, highlight his comment real quick.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah, bro, that is a really good point. You're exactly right. Some like he said it perfectly. Sometimes it's not in their control. They actually have to take a note out. You know what I mean? That's a good point right there.
I think we could get down a rabbit hole of anybody who's big into Creed fragrances, specifically Aventus, with the, I don't even know if I'd call them rumors anymore, of the talk
Birds?
and, the reformulation of Aventus, of the newer batches.
Oh,
Did we lose Jay?
I'm not sure. Nah, he might have hit something, but it's his stream. If we lost him, he would be down. So he might have just had to step away really quick.
Okay.
But
Yeah. But yeah, I've been on, is it Nose is the website? That's supposed to be very closely tied with Creed and has like really good um, and has really good insight on that kind of information. And what's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy? 2 years for Aventus to mature. I'd like to find that. Musings, if you have a link or somewhere to read that, not at all that I don't believe you, but I'd love to read more into that because that's an interesting point. It could definitely, it could lead into why people project these 17, 16 batches as being such projection monsters and why people value them so high when it might not necessarily be that batch is so good, but it may have finally taken the correct amount of time to mature like they intended, which is a little odd to charge such a high retail price for a fragrance that you believe needs that long to mature. You'd think that those fragrances would then mature maybe at the factory before being released versus expecting you to release them and expect people to let those mature for so long. So that's an interesting point, though. I'd like to read more about that.
And knows Irwin. I wish I had a contact who would closely with Creed.
That would be incredible. Yeah, but anyways, I believe I saw of the new notes listed on Nose, the website Nose, for the new Aventus is supposed to now include rose and leather. Rose being a heart note or a middle note, and leather being a base note.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked up the new notes. I just know that when it was first announced in one of the groups, I've seen people going back and forth on it. You know, some people were for it, some people were against it. There we go.
Here he is.
What's up, man?
Hang tight, gentlemen. You guys can talk it up. I'm trying to find my sources on this information I'm talking about.
Hey.
Well,
I'm busy right here, so I have to turn that thing off real quick.
that's cool. That would be cool, man. I hope not. I like the original. I'm not really looking for nothing new. But if there is, what can we do about it?
What about the flankers? I hear that's another hot topic. Flankers.
That's what I was in general, flankers, like just in general. Like remember how when we first started talking, that's what I was saying. Like I don't mind when they release a flanker, like especially if it's like to improve something or kind of put spin on the fragrance. I actually really like that. What's up behind the nonsense? I actually really like that when they put their own not too much, but not changing the fragrance too much, but the subtle changes. Like I said, whether it's for better or whether Musing said if they have to change it. So I don't mind flankers. I just get tired when there's 4 different flankers, you know what I mean? And they all resemble very, 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 very closely to the original. Obviously, a flanker carries the same notes, but I would like to see them switch it up or maybe push out less flankers. Like I know George Zaharoff had mentioned in his stream with Brooklyn's Fragrance Lover that he was going to be producing a flanker of his fragrance. So I'm very excited to see that. You know what I mean? And my biggest thing is with flankers, just if they take their time, totally, I have no problem.
Absolutely. What's up, brother? Doing great.
I'm doing well.
Everybody here on board, and the chat's starting to get a little talkative, so we have some cool stuff to bounce off of. So, yeah, flankers are a tough one because when we're talking about flankers at all that I love to bring up. You back with us?
What's up behind the nonsense? We're doing pretty good, man. Just sitting here chopping it up. If you guys have any questions, I like what Musings is doing. He's actually putting some very good information right there, so we can go ahead and communicate back and forth. So if you guys want to go ahead and drop any questions, any comments for any three of us, go ahead and do it. It keeps the chat going. It keeps the stream fun.
I was gonna say I was seeing this thing on one of the Facebook groups, a picture. Somebody put the Spice Bomb collection. And I was looking at it, and the Spice Bomb has your night one, right? It has the night one, your summer freshie, your winter one, and then your signature scent. I think that's what our flankers should do is keep it to 4. Your regular, your summer, your winter, and your nighttime one. After that, just start a new line already. Don't have 30 flankers of that are similar.
Absolutely. So, I think for me, the nighttime and the winter time can get kind of muddled pretty easily because night fragrances and winter fragrances both kind of do the same thing of being that sweeter. I guess in a way it's subjective because your nighttime fragrances, you want that seductive sexiness, which I think winter fragrances tend to do, but maybe they don't mean to. I just think a sweet vanilla, cardamom, leather.
Something to burst at the colds.
Yeah, those notes tend to not only do well in warm weather, but they just come across as sexy because they're sweet and they're seductive. But actually, it's funny that you'd bring up Spice Bomb or the Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb line because that's actually that's a good point. That's actually something I was going to bring up because when you're talking about flankers, if you are talking about designers in any capacity and you hear Spice Bomb and Spice Bomb Extreme, It is nothing but love. Spice Bomb, the one that started it all, unique. It's one of the most, I think it's one of the most unique designers out there. Loud, great for winter. Spice Bomb Extreme, even better for winter. I literally want to break out Spice Bomb Extreme when it's like 2 degrees. When it's super cold, Spice Bomb Extreme is awesome. But then you get Spice Bomb Fresh and Spice Bomb Night Vision, where they tried to do something different with their line, and it just got absolutely shat on, like tons and tons of hate.
Yeah, people hate those, but you gotta look at the name. It's called Spice Bomb Fresh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be for the summer. It's gonna be different. And Spice
Do
Bomb Night
you-
is like a nighttime party life type of thing.
Do you guys think either, and this is, I know what I think, but I'm curious to hear what you do, that if either of those flankers were released by Victor and Rolf Fresh Breeze and Victor and Rolf Night Vision, no Spice Bomb in front of either, do you think they'd get so much hate? And I don't think so.
Oh no, I think
I
that
don't
had
think
a
so.
lot to do with it. I think that a lot of it was because it was called Spice Bomb.
Yeah.
So they're expecting a certain DNA, a certain scent, and it's something different.
I agree because like he said,
Yeah,
pretty much.
compare them to the other two. You gotta
Yeah.
compare to other night fragrances, and you gotta compare the fresh one to other freshies, not to Spice Bomb Extreme, because they're two complete. They're aiming to do two completely different things.
So I think
yeah,
it's
go ahead.
supposed to carry like to me a flanker carries some of the original notes, you know what I mean, but like its own twist, kind of like in a different direction, but still you're supposed to be able to pick up the same DNA inside the fragrance. So like Jay was saying, if they named it something different, it wouldn't get so much hate because people wouldn't be expecting the same DNA. If you call something Spice Bomb Extreme, or Spice Bomb Fresh, or Spice Bomb, you expect it to carry the same DNA, you know what I mean? So I think that's why it received so much hate.
Yeah, I think without a doubt, Victor and Rolf tried to use, I think it was a great marketing idea that kind of flopped. People love Spice Bomb. People are going to flock to this fragrance. And I think like, gosh, Spice Bomb is such a great fragrance. And I think they may have wanted to try to do some creativity, but ended up bombing because people love the Spice Bomb and people knew what Spice Bomb was for, and ended up finding 2 fragrances that did not need to have Spice Bomb in front of their name at all. And I think would have done great.
Yeah, that's why you nailed it. It's marketing took a gamble. Maybe they'll sell more. We slap the Spice Bomb name on there, and either gonna sell more or it's gonna get backlash. And unfortunately, the latter happened.
Yeah.
So here's a flanker that I think did well. You know what I mean? Like you have Acqua di Gio, you have Acqua di Gio Essenza, and you have Acqua di Gio Profumo. Now there's other ones, there's like Absolute and stuff like that. But to me, I think those 3 were done very nicely. Have you guys tried those? And I'm pretty sure you guys tried at least the original. Have you tried the other ones? What is your take on that? Do you think those are 2 good flankers? Do you think that they dropped the ball?
No, yeah, that was a good. It was a good take. What a flanker should be, in my opinion. And yeah, I think like Absolute and Absolute Instinct are kind of like their own thing, and one's that flanker of another, but they're not really like the original Acqua di Gio DNA. I feel they're completely different from those, from the original.
Absolutely.
Sensitive.
Acqua di Gio is going to have a special place in my heart forever because it was the first designer nice fragrance I ever bought back when I was probably 13 years old. The commercials got me of the dude diving in the water and coming out. And that same commercial that's been out forever. And I'm like, damn, I want to smell like that. I actually kind of moved on and I started to get into some more interesting fragrances. I actually bought Angel Men, the original, when I was 14. So this was back in like 2009. And if you've ever smelled original Angel Men versus Acqua di Gio, it's way more out there, way more interesting, way more bold than Acqua di Gio is. But my brother kept wearing Acqua di Gio and wore it. He's 26 years old, and this was, again, 14. I mean, he's worn it for 12 years. So I'm very, very used to the fragrance, and I like it a lot. And I think Profumo is excellent. It's what you should do. But see, the problem with it is, for me, is it's almost too good. You've almost put a bullet in the original Acqua di Gio's head, because while it was awesome, it was super one-dimensional. And what I mean by that is you could wear it anywhere, but Acqua di Gio is a summertime, freshy, aquatic, like aqua. It ends there. Well, Acqua di Gio Profumo, you've got a million options.
Yeah,
You can almost
exactly.
lump it. Yeah, you can almost lump it into the blue fragrance category because it's so
That's what you're
versatile,
saying.
so likable.
Yeah.
What about the whole Profumo, Absolute, and Absolute Gold? Here I tried out Absolute and Profumo, but they say Absolute Gold is the same as Absolute. You think that's like? Do you think we need three flankers in a row of the same exact thing?
I I don't think so. Like I was saying, my opinion. I think the flankers should each bring kind of their own twist, carry the same DNA, but put your own spin on it. When you're just releasing three flankers just to make more money, because in reality, that's what they're doing. They want to make money. So how can you make money? You go ahead and you call it the same name with a twist, Acqua di Gio Profumo. In that case, it worked out. You know what I mean? But you like Absolute Gold or put a different name on it. People are gonna flock to it. People like new. People love new. People get that's the trend. Everyone they want things as soon as they release. They don't want to wait. So people might be willing to go out and spend $100 and something on fragrance. But like you said, we don't need three flankers in a row that smell almost identical to each other. That is like how the whole topic of the video. What changes do we want to see? I think that's one of the biggest changes I would like to see. Stop
I
rushing up.
think that's, when I heard about that new Absolute Gold, I'm not even gonna bother with it. Like, I didn't like that idea. I was like, another one that's the we just had Absolute last year, and we
It's
have another one
another-
that's exactly the same. I was like, I hope we don't get next year another one that's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like. I
So
don't
you're
like
talking about the Armani Code Gold
Yeah.
Absolute, right? Okay, just so we're on the same page, because I know the Armani, the Acqua di Gio Profumo has that special edition, and I've
Special
heard some
blend?
people call it the gold. So I
I
wanted
got
to
that
be
one.
on the same page.
Special blend.
Jay, once you've talked about this one, highlight Michael, the Making Sense, the Aqua. I think that's an awesome point. With Acqua di Gio, at least they had the OG for years before the flankers. Michael, I'm kind of curious on your thoughts on. I mean, obviously it worked well for them, but why? I think that's a good point as to why it worked so well, because Acqua di Gio was everywhere. If you walked into 80% of men in America, maybe 80% is a little high, but they have a bottle of Acqua di Gio since the 90s sitting on that countertop. And with that kind of rep, I think Profumo, as long as they did it well, it was going to have success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he meant
It kind of
Armani.
did that thing where CK1 was so popular, and
Mhm.
it kind of just copied CK1 and did it better. It did it a little better, and it just took off. You know,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
wearing that from like 15 to like 23 as my signature scent for. I mean, I had a few other fragrances, so I'll switch it up once in a while. But that was my main one for like 8 years from all my teens and my early 20s. It was
I
always
think
always on my rotation.
like Making Sense said, they waited a good amount of time before they dropped it. I'm not saying 12 years is as long as you need to wait. I'm not saying wait that long, but I think they built up enough like a fan base. They built up curiosity to new people because just because everyone else has tried it doesn't mean people are constantly getting into the fried game. So it was well known, it was big, so people were eager to try Profumo. And in my personal opinion, they did Profumo nice. The incense, the patchouli gave it like a dark twist, and I really like that.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Profumo because they had Sport, they had Ultimate, they had a bunch of other ones before.
Absolutely.
I heard on a Jen Sense video, he said that the Absolute even smells like Ultimate as well. So that's like 3 or 4 flankers that all smell the same is like pointless. I never smelled the Ice or Ultimate or Sport, but I know they had other flankers before Profumo came out. Profumo was just the first successful one, I guess.
Russell,
Ready for
you are my man.
Aqua di Gio Profundo, the blue take they're gonna do. See, I like what they did there too. They didn't jump on the train right away. Like they waited a while. It's been like 3 years or probably longer that the blue crate has been going. Then they finally bringing out their version,
Yeah.
which I will be getting. That one I am excited for, and I think it's gonna blow a lot of these other blue fragrances out of the water. I mean, I haven't tried all of them, and obviously I haven't tried this one. Hasn't come out yet, but I'm expecting big things from it.
Yeah. I want to talk about Russell's comment because he literally took the words right out of my mouth. As soon as we had a break, I wanted to talk about this because I'm an Angel Men guy. It holds a special place for me because, like I said, it was my first step into what I figured was kind of my introduction to the fragrance game of like, wow, these are interesting and unique and cool. Was the original. And do you guys know a whole lot about the Theron Mugler, that Angel Men line?
I do not.
Okay, cool. So I'll school you guys a little bit then
Let me see.
with it because, like I said, because it was kind of what got me started. I love them, and I own almost all of them. Let's see, you've got. I don't know, you guys might be able to pick up some that I doesn't know. So you've got Angel Men. That was the very original. I don't know them particularly in order, but you have Pure Coffee, Pure Malt, Pure Tonka, Pure Leather, Pure Shot, which then turned into Pure Energy.
What's up, man?
Making sense. That would be quite the tall order. Crypto Mint, which I love, doesn't get a ton of love. Chocolate Patty Mint. You have got Pure Wood, which I think I missed, and you've got Ultra Zest, which is discontinued and is very sought after. Ultra Zest is like an orange creamsicle, and that's hey, what's up, Matt? How we doing? I believe that's all of them. Pure Havan, Pure Tonka, Pure Malt are the three that like get the most talk about. Pure Havan, cherry tobacco, shisha bar. If you like pipe tobacco, Pure Havan is amazing. It's like a Cuban cigar that's a little bit sweet. Pure Malt is like one of the best whiskey note fragrances I've ever smelled. It does it so well. And then Pure Tonka is just like coffee bean, sweet, gourmand, super, super good. So since you guys don't know a whole lot about it, we won't stay on the topic long. Flankers, Therium Ugulars Angel Men is almost known more so for flankers and how good their flankers are because the original DNA is just kind of okay versus actually people say Pure Coffee is what the original DNA should have smelled like. The original DNA was worse than one of its flankers. So anybody in the comments, I've got my directions messed up, that knows a little bit about the Angel Men line, I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of that because like you can't think flankers without thinking Angel Men.
I never tried Naxos, so that's
I
the
don't know
filter
Naxos.
to Pure Havan. For some reason,
I like-
Naxos is freshy.
I like Noxos. Noxos does have like top note citruses, but in my opinion, they come off like darker. What you get out of Noxos is like mainly honey and tobacco. It's a honey tobacco bomb. That's what you're gonna pick up with Noxos. It's really nice in my opinion. Potent, very well done. Projects. It lasts. I can't compare it to Pure Pure Havan though because I haven't tried that one. I just really like Noxos. So if it's anything like it, then it should
I'll
be
send
good.
you guys a decant. Pure Havan and Pure Malt are worth trying. I'll send you guys a decant of both.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Because like I said, I plan on whenever I complete the collection, which is just Pure Leather, Pure Wood, and Ultra Zest, I think are my last three. I'm going to have a shelf dedicated just to that line because people hate on the line because of the bottles. Because the sprayer is kind of hard, and I think the star and stuff is kind of weird, but like they're my favorite bottles. I think
Yeah,
they're cool looking.
yeah, those bottles to me look like something my kids would play with, like those Fisher
Really?
Price toys.
See, I think they're cool as hell. But again, I've got
They can go around all day and they won't break.
Yeah, I also have. I still have that 2011 bottle that I purchased, or no, 2012. I can't remember what year I said of the original Angel Men because it got reformulated and it was atomic strength. I mean, that bottle. I had a friend of mine come on my video and do a review of the Angel Men line, and I did one spray about 3 feet away, and she still put it.
What's up, Rush?
Like, whoo, we had to do a second
Talking
take.
about fragrance trends as far as the blue waves, the flankers, and the BR540 trend that's going on right now. Talking about trends, basically our dislikes and which trends we like, which ones we don't, and which trends would we like to see start.
That's a great point, making sense. There's also B-Men, B-Star men, which I won't pick up as far as in the Angel Men line because it's his whole own thing. But Angel Men has done some crazy things with flankers, so I would do some research on the Therium Uglar Angel Men because if you literally like they started, maybe not started, but I think they are the face of like the flanker market because they've come out with so many good ones and each one is so different than anything else, at least to me. But hey, Rush, how we doing, guys?
It's like a
Right.
family reunion up in here.
I'll have to try Naxos because I love Pure Havan. But the way
I
you
really
just,
like Noxos. It's
yeah,
to
You
me.
know what,
I get
something is it's not a trend, but something I like that I saw. They were showing the Tom Ford, the new Tom Ford, the Fougere, and it's in the ombre leather bottle style.
I don't know that one.
I forgot the name of it. It's the ombre leather bottle, but it's yellow. I hope to see Tom Ford do more of these. because I don't buy a lot of them because of the price, but I do like a lot of them. I buy decants and stuff.
Uh-huh.
If they start making those bottles at a more affordable price, like the Hombre Leather price, and in those bottles, which I kind of like more,
Oh, that one's not bad.
I'll be all over those. I'll be collecting those. I hope I see more of those in the future.
The price isn't bad on those for sure, but the private blend and those other ones they get up there. You see,
Absolutely.
Jewel or something like that. Jewel or something like that. I like.
What do you think starting the new? What new craze do you think we're gonna see, or you think it already been started with the MFKs? You think they already started the new trend, the 540?
Um, I know, in my personal opinion, you see so much of 540, so I wouldn't doubt it. Like you're saying, if that's a new trend, that's a new craze, because everybody's talking about it. You know what I mean? And companies like to capitalize on that. If a fragrance is well known and you can get a similar scent and you can get away without calling it a clone, like you were saying, your own take on it, just like in the same genre, how you were saying. You know what I mean? So not a clone, but like put your like in the same genre. Then people capitalize on that. They're gonna try and make money. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next wave or next craze, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to smell it, even though I really should be able to, considering the prevalence in department stores and stuff. But Ariana Grande's Cloud, I've heard numerous times, smells just like Barracuda 540.
Yeah, I almost kind of want to buy it because I hear the same thing. I'm like, I'm considering checking it out. It's not too expensive.
No, it's a handy piece of information because if you are dying to get your hands on BR 540 and maybe you want to go the decant route or not, but you're like, gosh, that's a hefty price tag. Even if they're not identical, at least you have a really easy to find department store, Kohl's, TJ Maxx.
Yeah, you're going to find that everywhere.
Cloud that you can go get your nose on and have an opportunity to be like, okay, if you hate this, then there's no way to. It gives you that idea.
Yeah, you get a vague idea of what you think is what it's going to smell like. Yeah.
So that's a cool note to kind of anything that smells like something else is a cool alternative in terms of at least knowing if it's going to be worth it for you or not.
It's in my personal opinion, like you hear it all the time, everyone's nose is different. You know what I mean? I might pick up one note, J1, and Sean a different one. So I totally get what you're saying. Someone might say, hey, this smells super, super sweet, and you smell it, and your take on sweet is nothing close to theirs. And you're like, it's not even sweet. So I get what you're saying. If it's more bright with the same profile, you can get the body spray at Marshall's for like $8. It's not bad.
It's good to know. Absolutely.
Yeah, that if I see that, I'm gonna go to Marshall's probably tomorrow. Then, and if I see that, I'll pick that up. I do kind of wanna see what it smells like. Cause I'm hearing a lot about it to the point where I'm like, you know what? Kind of wanna get some type of idea just to see what it smells like.
Yeah,
and it smells similar, just like how you said, have a vague idea of what they're talking about.
Look at Russell's comment. He said, Ash said the new trend. There you go. That would be cool. You know what I mean? That would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's a ballsy move considering.
That train hasn't that already been going on for a long time?
But yeah, I mean, did you guys ever see?
I feel like that was already an old trend. Like that's already been going on.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the video? I think it was Jen Sense that made it, where it was the top selling fragrances of 2019. He went through every single one based on Fragrantica's listings of what was the most popular and what was the most sold. And I believe Mont Blanc Explorer by like a landslide was the number one. So it goes to show that people, if one fragrance gets enough hype and one fragrance gets enough love and it's super pricey, if you can produce a quality clone, people are going to notice and people want what they can't have. And many people can't have a Ventus. So I think that's it's a smart idea, but I think it's ballsy because you're stepping on a lot of toes and you're getting a lot of hate from certain people when you produce your take.
Yeah, I like the idea of like I know the Mancera made Cedra Boys, and a sense of peace where people say it has similarities, but it's not a direct clone. I like that idea better than just a direct clone where it's like it's their take different. I like that, like where every house makes their take of a certain DNA. I don't mind that. I just not a big fan of 20 different companies making the same exact scent. Then I'm like, you don't need all of them making them like add your own. Make them different, like make them somewhat different.
I totally get what you're saying. Like, in my personal opinion, if I don't know, like it's a touchy subject. I get what you're saying. We don't need 20 of them, or we don't need 30 of the same exact one. But like you're saying, if one were to put out a solid clone, I don't mind because, like you said, it gives people who cannot experience the actual authentic one, a route. And some people don't care. You know what I mean? If they can get a Ventus for $50, $30, however much that certain fragrance costs, and they're gonna go ahead and do it. And that's by all means, do it because in reality spending $400 on a fragrance, spending $200 on a fragrance, it's a lot of money. A lot of people can't do that. So clones offer a perfect way for people who aren't able to get that experience. But I'm with you. I don't think we need 20 different takes on the exact same thing where you're calling it a clone and every single note you're trying to hit as the original. Like you were saying, I'd rather see where they take some of the similarities and kind of put their own spin on it.
Yeah, what Rush says, Ashton is really wrong. Rush says that Ashton is really wrong and the trend seems to be showing. Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with the trend not happening. I was just saying that I don't think it's a new trend happening. I think it's already been going on for a long time, for like over a year. Like
Russell's point is great. I adore Andy Warhol, and not only was it a cool thing in terms of it's hard to get.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Cheap Sense? I don't know if you guys do you happen to know off the top of your head what a bottle of Andy Warhol roughly goes for on eBay?
I've seen a bottle, not on eBay, but I've seen a bottle of Andy Warhol in the Fracom going for $650, and people were like, no, like that's ridiculous because I've never tried it. So to me, Andy Warhol is Sensual Obsessions version, and I really like that one. That's
absolutely. I don't either. My idea of it will be just what I smell from Sensual Obsessions as well. I haven't worn enough times yet, but it smells good.
Yeah, I've seen them full with the
with Andy Warhol bottle is that Andy Warhol has his fan base. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are buying it. Collectors of his stuff are buying that sense, not necessarily just for the fragrance itself, but because it has his picture on it and they collect everything of his. You know what I mean? So it brings in a different audience, not just the fragrance community.
So you have it for the fragrance perspective, and you have it for the collector perspective. That's totally right. I could see somebody paying $650 for a bottle, but
to me, his posters and his paintings and so forth.
To me, it's just because it's not as like around where like I'll pay the money for Aventus because I've experienced it. I think it's full bottle worthy. But to me, Andy Warhol is Sensual Obsessions. You know what I mean? So I don't need a bottle that costs $650 if I can just go, get the hookup from Kevin. I really like that fragrance.
Absolutely. I'm actually getting ready to do a video. Tom Ford Plum Japanese versus Essential Obsessions Andy Warhol, because I think, in my opinion, they are two awesome plum fragrances. And you see a lot of fruity sweetness in, apple. You've got.
What about Lucky? 1 Million Lucky. You like
1 million.
That one?
What about it?
Do you like it?
Is that a rhetorical question? Or are you asking me really?
I haven't tried. I tried the Sensual Obsessions of Andy Warhol and Lucky are the only two plum.
Oh, Sensual Obsessions Lucky or just Lucky in general?
No, just 1 Million Lucky and the Sensual Obsessions Andy Warhol are the only two plum fragrances I've tried. I was gonna ask
that's interesting that you bring that up because I thought you were being smart because actually like my last 2 or 3 videos, well, it maybe some in between each one, but I've talked about Lucky a lot because I love Lucky. I think it's awesome. The main reason I like it so much is because it's sweet with chestnut, with the plum.
Yeah, I feel
it's really sweet, but also I think it's not like when I think of a cloyingly sweet fragrance, I think of 1 Million. I think of bubblegum fruit, like, oh my God, you smell like it's so sweet. But I think Lucky does what the original 1 Million should have done the whole time. So I thought you were like, oh, do you like it? Because I've talked about it a lot. I do love it a lot. I've tried 1 Million Lucky from Sensual Obsessions, and to be honest with you, it is good. But I think there are better picks. Andy Warhol is unbelievably good. Their Green Irish
1 Million Lucky, it's cheap enough, but you don't need a clone.
True.
$50. Yeah. If you're like younger and you don't work it or something, you could just save 2 weeks allowance or something, and you should be good.
Absolutely. But yeah, Andy Warhol, it's a recipe for a perfect situation considering you can't get any more, and it's so unique. Plum is done so well in that fragrance, so it introduced me to the plum fragrances. That's why I picked up Plum Japanese, and I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I really like Thrive and Lucky. I wasn't a big fan of the original, but I like those two enough where I'm kind of considering trying out the cologne one because I was like when I smelled the original, I was like, and then I saw the flankers, I was like, I'm probably not gonna like them. I didn't like the original, but they're completely different fragrances. I was like, these are actually good. I don't know, I maybe more. A lot of people like the original 1 million.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a reason it
Oh,
did so
and
well, so popular.
a friend that loves it. It's his signature scent. He wears it every day, and he doesn't
Who?
like the Thrive. He says that one sucks. He's like, nah, that one's wag. Like, and I was like, oh man, I go, this is a lot better.
They're both a lot better.
See, everyone's taste is just totally different, man. You can ask 10 people and they're gonna tell you, no, Lucky. Some people, I haven't smelled Lucky, but some people say Lucky smells like eggs. Like, you know what I mean? I've never smelled Lucky, but they say like, oh, Lucky smells like eggs. Like, I forgot whose video I was watching on it, and they could like all the comments were like, ew, eggs, and I was like, what the hell? So I typed it up and it said it resembled it, but I've never smelled it myself. I've only smelled like 1 million Privé.
You owe it to yourself, man. Lucky is fantastic. The real thing that I think makes people either love or dislike Lucky, and I don't know about you guys. Do you guys drink a lot of coffee?
That perfume too. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So a lot of people who drink coffee love like your hazelnut lattes or your hazelnut coffee creamer. If you go to your grocery store, you see like your original, your caramel, and your hazelnut
Vanilla, hazelnut, yeah.
Yeah, and that hazelnut note is at the tip top. I mean, here, if you can listen to me.
Oh yeah, hazelnut is yeah. You like coffee, you're gonna like hazelnut. I like I'm a tea drinker.
Tea
When
drinker.
I do drink tea, yeah. When I do drink tea, I like chamomile green tea, then tea.
I'm pulling up something real quick here. I'm trying to pull up 1 million Lucky. So I'll share my screen here.
Oh, Fafa Mars probably the best designer I've seen in a long time. It's honestly though, it is one of the best aquatics I've seen in a while. When I tried it last year in 2019, or was it 2018, something like that. And I was like, this is good. Like it's
What's up, girl? Yeah, Jay, I got my other screen pulled up here. This is on Fragrantica, hazelnut being the number one, and yeah, that plum you were talking about. So I think the reason 1 million Lucky is either I get so many girls who love it, other girls who do not.
It's because that specific note.
That specific note, because I feel like those people who love hazelnut, they'll eat Nutella, they'll get hazelnut coffee, they love hazelnut, or people are just like, ugh, hazelnut. So that was a bold choice.
You like it.
But I do. I love it.
Hazelnut is a scent you're gonna notice. Like it's not low key or anything. It's in the forefront. Not on Lucky, but I mean in general, it's a strong scent.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's so divisive in terms of I don't know. I mean, I think it's wrong to say I don't know anybody, but I think very few people either love or don't have one way or another on hazelnut. They're either absolutely for it or absolutely against it. So I think that's why, because I see a lot of divisiveness on Lucky, on people who do just absolutely love it, and then some who don't care for it at all.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, Valentino Uomo. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great.
Valentino Uomo Intense. That's one of the. I got a decan of it. One of the first decants I bought right when I got into the fragrance community, and everybody was in love with it. So I was like, man, that shit sounds good. Everybody loves it. I bought it. I didn't hate it, but it was like I could see why people like it. It smells of quality. It's well made, but the scent DNA in general was not my taste. I was like, what the hell? When I first tried it, I was like, what's going on here? I swear to God, I thought it was like very like old womanly, like an older lady, like my mom or something. And even my mom said the same thing. She said that it smelled like when I had to try it like not that long ago, but I've been having that decant forever because I don't use it. Even she was like, this smells like for an old lady. And I was going to tell her, I go, yeah, I was going to say, but I didn't want to be rude. I was going to say, well, yeah, I pictured it was for somebody like you. You know, and she was like, no, she goes, this is for like an old lady. And I was like, yeah, so I'm asking you, like, if you want to try it out, if you like it.
Valentino Uomo is awesome. It's one of my. It's my. I consider it a gourmand when you go coffee, chocolate, hazelnut.
I had
I
the one. I just tried the intense because that one's
Yeah,
like that just smells like straight up lipstick and makeup.
yeah, yeah. The intense is not my jive, but the original Valentino Uomo. If you like gourmands, I can't really wear it because I want to eat it, and I think it's just too sweet in terms of like I don't know. I get distracted by it big time. But as far as like quality, I think it's a great scent. I think it's awesome.
I wanna, you know which one I wanna try? Valentino Aqua. I'm looking to stack up on a few. I already bought like three freshies. I wanna get a few more for the summer,
Yeah,
and I'm considering the Aqua one. I know people complain about the performance. That, oh, it only lasts like 4 or 5 hours. In my opinion, once they slap that Aqua on there on the title, it's
You
kind
already
of a
know.
given. Like you should
Yeah.
expect 4 or 5
yeah.
hours. You know.
Yeah. No. I 100% agree with you. They tend not to last too long, but like you said, that's a giveaway. If it's a freshie, if it's an aquatic, you shouldn't be expecting 10 plus hours of longevity. You know what I mean? It kind of comes with the scent.
Yeah, it comes with the
Absolutely.
territory. When you hear Aqua, you expect 4 or 5 hours.
Now, I got a question for you guys. So, I've been noticing, and I'm thinking, Jay, I'm already going to kind of know your answer based on what you said about Valentino Uomo Intense. How do you guys feel? I don't know if you agree or not, but I feel like I'm starting to notice a lot more fragrances with that iris note. And iris is getting,
Yes.
Yeah,
and I think it's so clean. I don't mind. I get that lipsticky. I think that makeup-y cosmetic smell. I understand why, but it's so good. And do you guys like the
I like the
introduction?
iris. I like the iris in Zero House Signature for Homme. I like the iris in Prada L'Homme. I like the iris in Your Homme Parfum. Like I really like that vibe. To me, it doesn't come across like how do I say it like lipsticky or like a turn off. It's something that I like to smell. I really like it, and I'm on board with it. You know what I mean? As long as they keep doing it as like those three fragrances have done it, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. What's your
yeah.
favorite
I'm not a
iris based?
fan of that thick, dense iris, but on the Prada L'Homme, it's very like light and powdery, so I don't mind it as much. It's okay. It's not like too overwhelming, so it smells okay on those. It just depends, like any note, if it's done right or if you mix it with the right notes around it. You can make even if it's a note you don't like. If they mix it with the right notes around it, you
Yeah,
can
You can
appreciate
enhance
it.
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
like on the
Probably.
Pradas, I'm not a big fan of the Pradas. I find them kind of lame, kind of boring in my opinion. But I do like the way the iris on those comes off as opposed to like a Valentino 110.
Yeah. Hey, Seuss, what's your favorite iris fragrance? You've named a few there. Which one do you like the best?
The best out of all of them because of when I think of what's the best to me, it has to be what projects on me, what does well with my skin chemistry. It's not necessarily always like, oh, this one smells the best, whatever. So just going off like the complete package, I would have to say Signature for Homme because to me it smells really nice. I love the iris in it, and it has like that barbershop twist. But on me, it really does well. It projects. I really like Prada L'Homme, but it's I don't get the best longevity and everything out of it. It's gonna get the job done. But
Yeah.
if I want to go out, if I want something that's gonna turn heads and pull compliments and be able to last on me and not worrying like am I gonna be able to smell it? Like to me, that one's very potent. Signature for Home, like three sprays is more than enough. Don't go seven like what'd you do, Jay? Seven last time?
Yeah, 110. But that one I don't like. I mean, on that one I don't smell an iris. I mean, I believe
I
it's
get
there, but it has so many notes that only a
uh-huh.
few really stand out to me. A lot of them are just there to for the fragrance could carry weight and it could last. But I don't really smell a lot of the other notes. I smell the
Uh-huh.
incense. I smell lavender,
You
um,
definitely get the lavender.
citrus. Like yeah, but I don't really get iris from it. I mean, I
I
believe
get
it's
the
there,
iris in the
but
dry
it's
down, and
very
that's
much in the background.
I get in the dry down, and it gives like the clean, fresh vibe, and that's what I really like in that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think
You
you
guys
can't
tried
talk about iris without
Golan's
talking about Prada L'Homme.
have you tried Golan's Amber Eternal? It doesn't list
No,
iris as a note, but it smells like a heavy iris. Everybody I showed it to, nobody likes it. I'm always like, try this. Do you guys like it? Nobody likes it, and to me, it's a heavy iris. It's just like a heavy iris, like a type of iris I don't like. But on that particular fragrance, something about it makes me want to keep smelling it when I put it on. I'm always like trying to figure out like what is this trying to do. Like like if I put, like smelling, I'm like, where's the ambergris in this? It says it has a lot of amber.
Yeah.
So I'm always just smelling it all day, and I'm getting used to that one. For some reason, I'm starting to like come around to accepting it, but it's still not really my favorite note. I think that one is just for curiosity. I keep trying to figure out the fragrance. Like I'm just smelling it on my hand all day.
Trying to decipher it. What about you, man? What would you have to say is your favorite fragrance that carries iris?
My favorite one that carries iris, Prada L'Homme is easy to say, but I really, really love Dior Homme Eau. I think Dior Homme Eau does iris. I think it does it better than Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme is easier to like. So if I'm wanting a freshie that smells like that, fresh out of the shower bar soap, I'm reaching for Prada L'Homme. But if I want iris at its best, and it's all about the iris, I love Dior Homme Eau. I think Dior Homme Eau is maybe next to Dior Homme Intense is my favorite of that line.
What about you, Jay?
The Signa Uomo have iris in it? Have you guys tried it?
Sigma
I haven't tried
Uomo?
that. I
Uomo,
haven't
yeah,
tried that
I
one,
like
bro.
that one. I want to say it has iris because I know it has violet, but it's a light, watery, transparent violet.
You don't mean
Uh-huh.
Salvatore Ferragamo?
Yeah, Signa Uomo.
Segna Uomo. I don't. Okay, Salvatore Ferragamo.
I don't know. I haven't tried that one.
Well, Signa's a different brand. It's just called Signa.
What
Oh,
do you
Segna.
experts in the comment sections help us out? What does he mean?
Segna. Segna.
Zegna.
Zegna. Okay. Because I have Zegna. I have that one, and I was like, okay. Zegna Uomo. Let's see.
I really like that. That fragrance is a steal. It's like $20.
No, sir. You're smelling vetiver and violet leaves. It does not have iris listed.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, it has like a violet note to it. It's fresh. It's fresh and it's classy. I'm surprised that thing is worth $20. Honestly, for 100 mil.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's
Zegna's
not
a good
bad at all.
house. I wear Z Zegna. It's like my favorite cheap freshie. I picked it up at Marshall's for like $19.99, and it's the most peppery aquatic I've ever smelled. So it's a super masculine aquatic. I love that one.
I might have to check it out. I tried the Signa. I tried these based on Chad's recommendations from Gentleman's Journey. I tried the Signa Milan, and Signa Uomo, and both of them were killer. I like both of them, especially for the price they go for. They're a great deal.
It's
I'm
a
gonna try to
ribbed
pull
bottle.
this one up for you guys.
He said it's a ribbed bottle he's talking about. It's citrus with violet. It smells like rain after a thunderstorm.
Yeah, it's a citrus with violet. That's what it is. It's the perfect
Yeah.
opposite then.
I've got it pulled up here. Here we go. I'll share the screen here. This the one you're talking about, Jay?
Yeah, that's the one right there. Yeah,
Violet
I was
citrus.
I was just doing a video with it today, or last night.
It's very, very simple. This is the one I'm talking about. So Z Zegna. This
Yeah,
this is like a pepper.
I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. Try the Milan. It's the same, but it's green. The bottle's green.
It's a good line. I like that one. I've smelled the Uomo as well, and I could see why you'd say it has. You would think it would have iris. It's so clean and so fresh, and it gives me Prada L'Homme vibe because it really smells like fresh out the shower.
Yeah. Prada L'Homme is a good way to. That's a good comparison. It's doesn't smell exactly like it, but like you would use them for the same thing.
I like Prada L'Homme. Nice, soapy. You get the iris. Definitely clean out of the shower. I love Fig. Which fragrance was I talking about? Oh, it was Dylan Blue that has Fig leaves in it. Yesterday I was talking about that one. I like that green vibe it gives it. Yeah.
Interesting. See, Dylan Blue for me is hard because it's really likable and it's a really nice fragrance. But one of these days I sprayed it on and I was just smelling it on my arm, not so much to wear, but just to smell for myself because I hadn't smelled it in a long time. And it literally smells like the color blue. So I literally can't pick out any notes. I couldn't tell you a single note that's in Dylan Blue because I close my eyes and I smell it and I think of the color blue.
Bergamot, grapefruit, fig leaves, the aquatic notes. I get what you're saying though. I just did a video, so that's why it's right here. But I get what you're saying. But I get
right now that you guys are talking about Versace, I think that's a great house for someone that doesn't necessarily collect. You just want 2 or 3 fragrances. Those are very versatile, cheap, good smelling. Those are like, if I wasn't collecting, that'd probably be the well, even before I started collecting, I've always liked Giorgio Armani brand. That's always been kind of expensive. But that would be a great one to go with. Like if you don't collect and you just want a few fragrances in your arsenal, the Versace brand is a great one to go with. It's a brand name, cheap, and they're mass appealing.
100%. Let's catch up on some of the comments real quick. He said, I didn't realize Dior Blue had fig leaves. Yeah, it has fig leaves in it. Fig leaves smell like a light coconut to me. That's a good description. Light coconut. I do like coconut fragrances. Some people don't like coconut. I like which one was it?
I like a soft coconut, like powdered coconut. I don't like it when it's thick and sweet.
Have you tried virgin island water?
Like it's too much.
Virgin Island water does the coconut really well. That's coming from somebody who hates coconut.
Hey, your microphone is acting wonky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the mic.
No? No, it's still doing it. Oh, yeah, I had it for a second.
There, stop. It's not doing that.
Yeah.
That better? Got it.
Yeah, I got it already.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the last thing you heard me guys say. Russell, dude, that is so funny. I actually did a video on best teenager fragrances.
Well, actually, at the mall, at the Sephora's, they are super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a video best teenager fragrances, and I had one of my friends over who I worked with at a pet store a couple of years back, and she was still 17 at the time. And I was like, cool, that'd be really cool for you to do like teenager fragrances. And she saw I had Versace Eros sitting over on the side. And she's like, oh, Versace. Like that one's got to be nice. That one's got to be like expensive, right? Like that's probably the best one here. And I'm like, a lot of like frag heads would tell you Versace Eros, like throw that in the trash. Like smells like a teenager, smells whatever. I picked this up for, I was 50 mil.
Yeah, you hear Versace, you're thinking the $800 shirts, the $200.
Yeah. Nah, but he's Musing said, well, to be fair, Versace is expensive at full retail. I 100% agree. Not only is Versace, but all designers are very expensive at retail. And that's why I always try to make a point. Like, use FragranceNet, Fragrance Buy, use those other websites. If you so happen not to know about them, I'm pretty sure everyone in the comment section knows that. And like, why but tons of people don't.
Order online, order on the web. I remember, what was this, back in like 99, somewhere around there, 98, like when I was in high school, I bought the Aqua di Gio was my first like expensive bottle.
Yeah.
And that was, I think it was like $60 back then, and I was like I was kind of like, but I want to buy it though.
Yeah. Hey, you were over there getting the page out of the book.
Man, and we're talking $60 in 1999 money, not in
no,
today's
that's a lot of money. Shit.
Yeah.
$60 ain't what $60 is today. Like,
that's a lot of money, bro. When I first went to get my first fragrance, it was Sauvage, and I didn't know about discounter, so I walked in. I wasn't really looking for anything. My girl was in Sephora looking around, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the cologne section. Why not? I smelled it, and I was like, oh, I want this. I really want it. It smells good. I looked at the price tag. I was like, fuck that. It took me like 4 times going back before I finally bought it for like $120. I didn't know you could find that shit discounted. It's crazy.
Yeah. But Dior is tough to find discounted.
I found out about FragranceNet around 2002, 2003. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, hell yeah. Like, I've been ordering. Back then, I didn't collect, but I've been ordering from this since back in the days.
He said, oh, hell yeah.
Did you guys find out about FragranceNet? I found out about it. I got it in the mail. I got a little flyer in the mail, and they had the website and everything. And I was like, what? And I was like, cologne. They said cologne's at 60 to 75% off. I was like, are you serious? So I logged on and I was like, oh shit. Like I thought I just hit like a gold mine.
YouTube is how I found out about Fragrance Net.
Your mic's doing that thing again.
Hey, thanks, David. Have a good day yourself, man. Just strolling through.
Thank you, Rush. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks,
You
David.
too,
Good to
thanks,
see you,
man.
David. Appreciate the love.
All right, now let's get into the trends. What trends would you guys like to see start? Like, what ideas? What would you like to see happen this year with fragrances, the fragrance houses?
I'd really like to see some designers be a little ballsier with their ingredient choice. I'd really like to see some designers come out with an oud-based fragrance. I'd really like to see some designers use notes that aren't going to necessarily please everybody, but is going to set them apart, because I think it'll get a lot of talk and a lot of hype of a house. Yeah, so like Coach. I mean, you see Coach, and what do you think of when you think Coach Platinum and Coach for Men? I think what Coach for Men, a lot of people say it's a lot like Dior Sauvage.
Hey,
Coach Platinum is a big fruit bomb, pineapple, very fruity, very tropical. But they're very plain. So I'd love to see some people, or I'd love to see some companies definitely branch out a little bit. Dr. Fragrance, what's up, brother?
I think that would be awesome to see that, bro. Yeah. Definitely
What DNA or what kind of style would you have in mind? Or would you like to see an old style come back into the forefront and kind of gain some momentum and be popular again?
I would like maybe see, I think that something that we already experienced come back, stray away from what we're used to. But I also like Sean's point, or his thought. I would definitely like to see some designers come out with something that, different than bergamot, different than citrus as top notes, and just like stray away from that and come out with something new. That's good. Good designers. I want something nice from them. Just chilling before recording my video. I'll definitely be sure to go ahead and stop by and check out your video, man.
Yeah, I'll be checking it out later tonight as well. Yeah, check out his channel, guys. Dr. Fragrance runs a fragrance channel as well. Very knowledgeable. He got some good stuff out there. And always, what I like is he always recommends, sample before you buy, and shows you, he gets samples and see which ones he decides to go with a full bottle of.
Jerry D said less flankers. We were just talking about that in the beginning, man. Definitely, like I said, I would like to see them maybe push out like one flanker, maybe two a year, if that. Just kind of necessarily perfect it. You know what I mean? Don't just rush out 3 flankers because it's going to make money and sell. Because in my personal opinion, you kind of destroy your own brand when you're doing that. You put out 3 flankers and all of them suck, people are going to stray away from your product. Whereas like we use Acqua di Gio and Acqua di Gio Profumo. Yes, it was a big time gap, but those fragrances were done very nicely.
Guys, I'm going to step away for just a sec. I'll be right back.
Any house you think is going to surprise us this year that's going to take the bull by the horns and either just come out with some really good stuff that we've already seen but done better, or come out with something totally new that becomes a big hit? Any house you think is going to do that this year?
I would think like the ones that we always hear about, one of the two. Like we always hear about Dior, we always hear about Chanel. Dior just obviously dropped their fragrance, with a lot of people weren't happy about. A lot of people were just like, meh, you know what I mean? I haven't tried it myself, so I can't really give you my honest thoughts or opinion on it. But a lot of people really strayed away from that fragrance. So in my opinion, Dior has the most to makeup. You know what I mean? They have like something to prove. So I wouldn't be surprised if they came back after a little bit and actually did something that was really nice, because like every once in a while Dior and Chanel put out really nice fragrances. I'm not saying they don't. Like Chanel Blue is a really nice one, you know what I mean? They have Chanel Egoist. They have fragrances that are really nice, but we don't necessarily need like tons of flankers. Like Jerry was saying, we don't need more flankers. I'd rather see what you're saying, step back, go in the shadows for a little bit and make something that is actually going to get people back into designers. I really like designer fragrances. They're affordable, you know what I mean? And they're mass appealing. Now, if you can just take your time and perfect a nice designer fragrance instead of just throwing out 30 flankers. So I would like to see either Chanel or Dior come out with something like that. What do you think, though?
I like, one thing I like to see is, I like to see Chanel make something that's, Chanel their next release to not be Blue de Chanel line. They already made the EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum. Just stop it with the
Yeah.
Blue de Chanel thing, and just come out with something new, something in a new bottle, a new DNA. I'm tired of seeing the new releases just the same shit again.
About Chanel and Dior is they make trends and people copy them, so then they feel generic when people copy them. No, I agree with you. Yeah, that seems like it's even with the private line, I think Dior is pulling it up closer and put out more
Yeah,
mascaras.
that is true. They come up with something and people copy them, but then they copy themselves too. They keep doing the kind of the same thing over and
Same,
over.
yeah.
You know, they
I
done a few flankers like Dior also was already on their third Savage. I think it's time for both of those brands to come out with something different. At least Dior already sort of did that. That new Dior Home is something completely different. It's not like the
Yeah,
other one. So at
didn't
least
have
they
the
already
Iris
did
on.
it. Wow, I like that. I haven't tried it, but I like that mentality. I like that idea, the mindset they're at right now. One thing obviously for me, I haven't tried it, but I can almost bet you I'll like it more than the old Dior Home. You know what I mean? They changed it
You don't
for
like
a
the
reason.
Iris in it?
They changed it for a reason. The old one must have not been pulling the numbers they wanted. You know what I mean? So if I tried both, I already know I would like the fresh one more because I just don't like that scent DNA in general to begin with. But I do like I said, that they're going with something different, and I like for Chanel to do the same. The next one not to be another Bleu de Chanel, just be something else, something new. And what that something new is, that's why those perfumers get the big bucks because it's up to them to decide what that is. Hey, you're freezing, Cali.
Sometimes I could see. Let me see. It's doing that. Let me check.
Yeah,
Better?
it's looking
Worse?
better.
Okay. Fig is awesome. No, I love fig as a no. Fig is expensive is why. Even synthetic versions. That would be nice to see people mix it up with fig. I'm always open to like new things. I think,
Yeah,
especially like
yeah. I think a
the
new
reviewers.
note become a trend. I like to see that fig. I wouldn't mind fig. I like fig. It's not my favorite thing, but I enjoy it.
Bro, I mean, like for people who are barely getting in, like myself, I haven't smelled all these different fragrances, so I can definitely see how people who have been collecting fragrances get tired. You know, they want to see something different. They want different notes. They want different fragrances. You know what I mean? Like different genres, whatever you want to call it. Just a whole different fragrance in itself. Because like we're talking about, even with the blues are really nice, but at what point is it enough? Especially like if you have a big fragrance channel, you know what I mean? If you're like Ashton, you're like Jeremy Fragrance, Big Beard Business, you're like all these bigger ones who have smelled a shitload of fragrances. So I could see why people, especially those people, would want a different DNA, a different note, a different scent.
Yeah, see, like exactly like wait, Dior and Chanel, they already both have three blue
Yeah,
fragrances. They have three blue de Chanel. They have three Savages. See, that's what I don't like when the same house does a lot of the same thing.
I
Like
could
when
see
you do your own
one.
fragrance, I'll do something different. If another house does it, that's fine with me because they haven't done one. So that's fine if they make one. But we don't want the same house making three or four. You know what I mean?
He
Like
said,
a
I think,
bottle, they didn't have their blue fragrance and they're making this tonic one. That one I'm excited to try out as well. Also, it's it's a Zaroko that they're those are a fragrance. It's kind of like Versace to me, where they're pretty cheap and they're really good for the price they are.
I'm laughing at the comments. He said, I think Jeremy's fragrance one is going to take over Fracom. It is, bro. What you mean? 100% agree.
Bold
It,
statement, Cotton.
it projects, it's mass appealing, it pulls compliments, it's easy to wear. No, nowhere in that statement did I say it was unique. So don't say it's not unique. I didn't say that. Says, I really do think it would be the year of the reviewers. I wouldn't doubt it. You have Steven, you know what I mean? You have Jeremy Fragrance. Who else is
Are
coming out
you
with
guys
one?
interested in trying all these reviewers fragrances?
I like to wait and like see what other people are saying, and stuff about them before. But I hopped right away on Jeremy Fragrances because I was really interested in trying it. You know what I mean? I tried it and I liked it. And if you watch my review, I didn't say it was next level, but I said it was nice, mass appealing. You know what I mean? Pools compliments. Too expensive to appeal to everyday guys. I agree. Not a lot of people can afford $200 bottle. um, or anything like that. But I think if you were to lower his price down to like $80 a bottle, I think that would be more affordable and that would be reasonable for where he's at, what he offers. I would love to see more people pop up making fragrances like kerosene. He was a reviewer on YouTube before. And kerosene is a great
I
brand.
hadn't heard of that guy. To me, honestly, I'm not really interested too much in. And it sounds cool. Maybe one day I'll get a decant or something, but I'm in no. Let me rephrase that. I'm in no rush to go and buy a bottle or a decant of any of the reviewers that are making fragrances. The only one that somewhat interests me is what's that guy's name? Fragrance View, Peter from Fragrance View. Have you guys heard of that channel?
No, I haven't heard of that channel.
He's making his own fragrance, and that one somewhat. I think he has three of them. That intrigues me because he's doing something interesting. He's making them himself. He's the perfumer,
Okay. Okay.
and he's designing his own bottles and putting all his hard-earned money into his passion. And that, as we know, when you want to start your own company, you want to do things by yourself and put your money
Expensive.
this. It's a big risk. So if I did buy a bottle or something, it would be from him because I like to support people like that. Like if I could buy a bottle, I will. I'll see what his offerings are, and also he seems like a creative guy, judging by the fragrances he has. So it will be something unique. So I'd be interested in seeing how it would smell. I think he was doing a discovery set or something like that. If he did, I definitely would go that route and try all of them out.
I think he has. I think I could see why it would be good. Like you said, he has more to lose. He's investing all his own stuff. So after you described it, that does sound interesting because he's putting all his hard earned work. It's his passion. That does sound pretty dope, man.
I like that you brought up a discovery set, Jay, because I think more niche brands especially should do discovery sets. I think those are a really cool way for people to be able to try all of your stuff, or at least a good select few, maybe a few 20
You could get a set with 5-10 mil decants. 10 mils is a good amount.
You guys ever seen the Imaginary Authors set? This is really cool.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I haven't smelled. I haven't tried it. I've seen it though.
It came with, this is an 8-pack set, and then in a separate baggie they threw in 2 more, so it actually came with 10 total.
Cool. What size are those?
What price?
What's that? Well, both the price and what size are the decants?
The decants are 2 mils each. Their flagship fragrance is Memoirs of a Trespasser, if you've ever heard of that. If you guys have ever smelled By the Fireplace, Mason Margiela replica, very much in the same vein of By the Fireplace. Really, really good. This discovery set, I think, was like $30, $28. It was pretty reasonable.
That's not bad.
And then I don't know if you guys have heard of this one.
For 10 bottles, and they're 2 mils each, so basically you get 20 mils for $30. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Each and every fragrance. And then you've got the Etat, I got to get this centered. Etat Libre de Orange is another discovery set. This one was on Amazon, I think was only like $21.
How many of the offerings does that come with?
This one, it's interesting too because they actually included some female fragrances as well, some female only ones. So if you're I feel like these discovery sets are made for men or unisex, but this one had some female only. This one came with 7, and I think these are 3 mils. I mean, you can definitely tell. Let me pop this guy open. These are a lot bigger than these are.
Yeah,
these are.
Yeah,
these might even be 4
21.
mils. Yeah, and these guys have got some bomb scents too. I'll if anyone's curious in the chat, I'll link.
Wow, that
I'll list
link,
ones I like.
link me on the message on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy that one for sure. That Libra one.
Every storm is my favorite. I like when they do that, man. Like you get to experience the different fragrances you're gonna offer, and you don't have to go ahead and shell out like a ton of money for just one bottle. Check out Gavlin unique stuff that isn't polarizing.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that Libra ones. I'll order those probably tonight or most likely tonight. I'll order them.
Get them on Amazon, dude. They're literally right on Amazon here.
Yeah. Message me the link or message me just the name so I can know what to type in.
The screen sharing is a beautiful thing. Share screen. Boom. I'll message you the link too. But not only can you buy their discovery set on Amazon, but look at all of their fragrances you can buy on Amazon as well.
Okay.
This one is very interesting because it is literally called I Am Trash. And this one is supposed to be like a revolutionary, groundbreaking fragrance. So it's supposed to be made mostly of recycled materials. And it's literally called I Am Trash by Ita Libre de Orange. So no, let's see here. Yeah, discovery set, $19. And this is a really nice discovery set. So I would recommend it. Personally, I purchased it back in December last year. And a lot of people really, really like this one. So yeah, I would recommend checking that one out for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be ordering that for sure. I forgot I was doing this dispute with Amazon, so they won't let me order right now. But because they want me to pay something, I didn't order, and I got a refund.
You told me.
Yeah, they gave me the refund, and after they gave me the refund, they didn't let me order, and I said, "You're not letting me order stuff," and they said, "Oh, if you want to order stuff, pay us back the money we refunded you." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I'm sure.
Hell no, I got you fucked up.
I can't get this into focus. These webcams are horrible. But yeah, Every Storm a Serenade. This is a fantastic freshie. So good. Medina, that's a fantastic choice, but I'm going to put a little of this on. It's really good.
This gets secretions magnifique.
If you guys, and I remember, I think, Jesus, on our last stream, you were talking about a little bit more abnormal freshie, a freshie that's got something that's not citrus and C notes and stuff. You need to check out Every Storm, or Falling into the Sea and Every Storm a Serenade. These are really, really good.
I'll definitely have to check those out, man.
I was thinking about right now about that thing they said about the fig notes. That sounded real interesting to me.
I think fig is a lot like plum, where it's a fruity note that's really good, but it's kind of underutilized.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it a lot.
Hold up, I think I have a sample. Christians is terrible.
I just got to show my dog to everybody because she's here.
Oh, that's a big dog.
She is an English Mastiff. She's only a year old. She's a baby.
English Mastiff. Are those dogs that grow like real tall?
Have you ever seen The Sandlot?
Yes.
I haven't seen the movie since I was a little kid.
Do you remember Hurt the Beast? That dog?
Yeah, I remember the dog, but I can't remember how he looked, like what kind of dog he was.
That's an English Mastiff. It's the biggest dog on record, an English Mastiff.
Okay, yeah, they are those tall dogs. Yeah, because I had a neighbor here that had one, and those are super tall. Like
yeah.
When they stand, they're like the size of a human when they stand.
And this is Millie. You guys ever seen Peter Pan?
I seen Hook.
Hook. Nana, the dog from Peter Pan. A lot of people think she was a Saint Bernard. She was actually a Newfoundland, which is these are water rescue dogs. So she was bred to jump out and save people who are drowning in the water. She can swim like nobody's business.
I'll say I remember Hook. It was a Peter Pan movie, but they called it Hook.
Yeah, it's the remake.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It was good.
Just a couple.
Remarkable People.
Oh yeah, I just saw that about that fragrance. Is that one included in there? Electric.
I believe so. Here, hold on. Let me pull this up. Here you go. This is literally. I hate this because it's backwards. So you've got Dangerous Complicity, Putain, Dispowerful. Fat Electrician, Jasmine Eats. The Jasmine Eats Cigarette is I think a female fragrance. The cologne, there's a couple of these that are supposed to be a female fragrance. Remarkable People is my favorite of the bunch. Remarkable People is a citrus barbershop banger. Super, super good. Bright citrus. The champagne notes make it almost sparkly. Dangerous Complexity is really, really good too. And I'm gonna buy my fiance, I think, the Jasmine cigarette. She really likes that one. So yeah, the Fat Electrician. Let me pull it out here for you. These discovery sets could be their whole own video in by themselves, if we're being honest.
So that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check those out and see how much are the full bottles.
It looks like you can get a 1 ounce, a 30 mil is $48.
Not bad.
1.7, so a 50 mil is 85, and 100 is 150. So
Yeah,
for a
30
niche
mil.
house,
Yeah, 30 mil is not bad. If it's good to go with a discovery set, and if you like one, get that 30 mil. It's not a bad price.
so we got your Fat Electrician here. I remember liking this one a lot. This is really dark, smoky. Again, I kind of attribute it to By the Fireplace. Let me look up the notes. You have to be careful with the imaginary authors if you ever get the discovery set. Have you guys ever heard of A City on Fire?
No.
It is literally putting your nose at the end of your family barbecue right up to the grill and smelling the charcoals. You have smelled that one, Jesus?
No, I have not smelled it.
Oh, if you guys get a chance to check out A City on Fire, let me see if I can't find it. Here we go. A City on Fire. They are not fucking lying. If you want to smell like something that's on fire, then this is how you do it.
Did we talk about your guys' scent of the day? No, we did not. You want to start it off, Jay?
Today I'm wearing Interlude, man.
Okay. From
Yeah, I was gonna do a video later about what my fragrances for February are gonna be, and that's in the rotation for February. I'd have to do around 4 or 5 for the month.
That's the one with oud, right? Has oud in it?
Nah, that has like an oregano note and incense note. Well,
I
all
had-
the just have that incense note, like a frankincense.
I thought
And
I
it has
had.
oregano and some type of creamy wood, like a sandalwood, I think.
Well, if you friends with me on Facebook, you already know mine was Office for Men today.
Office for Men.
What about
That's
you,
Do
Sean?
you have a bottle of that, or is that a decant?
No, I have both bottles. I have the Date for Men and I have Office for Men.
Got it. I'm wearing 1 million Lucky today. 1 million
Oh,
Lucky.
we're just
I'm telling you, it's my confidence booster fragrance. I actually had a midterm today, so when I need to feel good about myself, I'm busting out one. It makes me feel lucky, man. Yeah, Burnt Wires for Fat Electricians. It's really interesting. It's a vetiver-based fragrance, but it's really the vetiver's there, but it's not vetiver probably like you've smelled in a lot of other stuff. If you're familiar with Guerlain vetiver, Original vetiver, Gray vetiver by Tom Ford, this is nothing at all like this. It's got actually a whipped cream note, myrrh, vanilla. It's really warm vetiver. It's really sweet vetiver, but the Fat Electricians is nice. If you're into sweet fragrances, that one's really, really good. The Taste of Fragrance. That's a great one right there.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, me either.
I hadn't heard of it before.
But yeah,
check out more. I gotta learn.
guys, these discovery sets are great. Amazon has really good discovery sets, and I'm glad I got them because these are awesome video ideas, and it's great to be able to try so many different fragrances. And $30 bucks.
I was thinking I might check the price on the replica ones. The replica discovery set.
Don't even do that. You live near a Sephora? Go get samples.
Okay. Yeah. Do they have the replica there?
Yep, they have the entire replica line there. The only one they don't have, at least mine that I haven't seen, is their what's it called? It's their one that has a cannabis note. Chad, help me out. It's replica. It's Music Festival. Music Festival. It's supposed to smell like a dirty hippie. Literally, is what people said it smells like. I've never seen that one at any of the Sephoras I've been, but every other, the female and the male fragrances, By the Fireplace, Jazz Club, Beach Walk. My fiance has Beach Walk. I wear By the Fireplace. She wears Beach Walk. Both Mesa Margiela. So that's one of her favorites. So yeah, go there. They'll give you 3 decants a day. Show up on 3 different days and get 3 different samples for free. Save yourself the $50 they'll charge you for the discovery set.
Cool, cool. Perfumology. I don't think I have Sephora around here. I don't know if I don't think I have a perfumology. I'm not sure.
Oh, Musings Under the Lemon Tree. I like that one a lot. And Under the Lemon Tree is hard because, or not Under the Lemon Tree, but lemon fragrances in general are really hard because you get that lemon cleaner vibe from so many of them. But I think that one is the best lemon fragrance, not citrus based, lemon based that I've ever tried. My Sephora has all of them, but Music Festival. Under the Lemon Tree is worth trying if you enjoy citrusy fragrances.
Yeah, a lot of lemon scents have that pledge vibe, but they don't. That's not necessarily a bad smell. It's just cheap smelling.
True, it is smell cheap. I think my
Yeah,
biggest thing,
smell like off-putting. Like I'm not like, oh, it's disgusting. Like there's a reason the furniture cleaners smell that way, so they can smell nice.
True, you're 100% right. My biggest offender for that people just love is it's a John Varvatos. It's John Varvatos Artisan Pure. I think that thing smells awful. I think it is synthetic. It smells like a bleach lemon cleaner. It doesn't even smell like a nice lemon cleaner.
I remember I used to work cleaning offices. Like everybody has their own, not cubicles. They have like their own offices, right, with their own desk and all that. So I'll come in with the keys, open once everybody leaves. You could come to clean anytime, but I'll wait till everybody leaves, right?
Yeah.
So that way I'm by myself and I'm not like getting in anybody's way. You throw everybody's trash, you clean everybody's desk. So by the time I leave, it's just straight out just smell like just like that lemon cleaner. Because every desk you're spraying that on every desk. So you're like, man, it smells good. It smells clean.
Yeah.
But it is very like cheap and synthetic.
Acqua di Parma. That's a niche house that I haven't actually smelled anything from Acqua di Parma, and I really, really want to. And I know that their freshies and their citruses are supposed to be bomb. So that's going to be next on my list is to get some Acqua di Parmas under my belt.
I'm getting some Lardisans. What is it? I got a few. I have like 3 or 4. The only thing is they're kind of expensive. I want to try the because they have blue bottles and gold bottles. They have blue bottles, gold, and 2 types of gold bottles. They have one with black top and one with white top. White tops I think are like florals. Black tops are like spicy, darker ones, and then they have the blue ones that are like your aquatic freshies. I want to try those. They're just pretty expensive though. Larson has a lot of offerings too. That I bought a few, but I haven't really gave them any use yet. That's a house I kind of want to get into.
With De Parma, yeah, that's some great input, man. That's something. As much of a frag head as I am, in the thousands of scents I've smelled, you'd think I'd have smelled something by Acqua di Parma, but I haven't, and I really, really would like to.
Yeah, you constantly have them on the fragrance groups at decent prices.
Yeah, they're one of the more affordable niche houses. Even on Fragrance Net, you can pick up 50 ml bottles between $55 and $75. So that's one that I would really like to get my hands on a few of them.
Yeah, pine sounds
nothing wrong with that.
I think pine sounds a real good smell with like mopping and stuff. It always gives off a clean vibe to me. Not something you would want to smell like in when you have millions of friends, but I mean something you would like the room to smell like, or your car.
Yeah, I can see that.
I haven't tried that Artisan brand. I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, Artisan, that John Varvatos brand.
Yeah.
I don't know something about it. I see them and I always just look past them. Like I never bothered to try them out.
It's all right. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's all right.
John Varvatos, you got to be careful because I think a lot of them are really cheap and are really synthetic, boring, not interesting. But they have gems, man. John Varvatos does some things really, really well. The original Artisan is a great fragrance. The Artisan Aqua, the Artisan Blue, my brother just picked up, so I got a chance to put my nose on them. And I think they challenged the likes of Dylan Blue and Bleu de Chanel in terms of quality of just a blue fragrance. Nothing special, but for $25 for 100 ml,
right,
they're really good blue fragrances. But then again, there's some that just missed for me, and that's going to be the Nick Jonas. It's I just smelled it at Macy's a few weeks ago. They have it set out for like $100, which Macy's overcharges John Varvatos like no one's business. But yeah, it's the Nick Jonas one that they collabed with, and it's junk. It's not like John Varvatos. Oh, and look, like this picture of Johnny Depp for Savage. Oh, here's our picture of Nick Jonas. No, it literally on the bottle. It's the Nick Jonas edition, and it's shit. But there are some that are worth checking out. Do you like boozy fragrances?
With the one
Boozy fragrances are one of my favorite.
If you like boozy, leather, dark fragrances, Dark
Killing
Rebel and Dark Rebel Rider are bomb.
I tried
from
Dark
John
Rebel.
Varvatos. Yeah.
Who sent me a good size decant of it? What is it? Motivated Living. So shout out to him, man. He sent me a nice decant of Dark Rebel. I really like that one.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of guy. If you're a khaki and white T-shirt kind of guy, and you're a suburban dad, and you have kids and drive a minivan, and you try wearing Dark Rebel or Dark Rebel Rider, it's going to be awful. But if you're that kind of guy, maybe you ride a motorcycle, maybe you got a leather jacket, maybe you like that.
you got a big red beard.
Yeah, no, dude, I hate it. It don't work on me. I'm a teddy bear. It don't work. It don't work on me. I gifted it to my brother. I gifted that and Bentley Man Intense to my brother because that's his kind of scent, but not me. But they're good. If you can rock them, if you like them for like $25 for 100 mil, get Dark Rebel and Dark Rebel Rider if that's your thing.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. What was it? Ombre Leather. It gave me a very heavy metal vibe. I was like, man, I feel like I should have a leather jacket with like spikes on it, and I should be like sarcastic, you know.
Yeah, man. I think that's a valid point, though. Certain fragrances invoke like a feeling of I should be wearing this kind of outfit, or I should be this kind of guy. There's been so many fragrances that I love that fragrance, but I know I could never pull it off. And it's just, it is what it is.
Like a wardrobe, the type of wardrobe you wear, it's a extension of your personality. Like usually, by the way someone dresses, you kind of get a good idea of what kind of music they like.
Yeah.
Time, right? And the fragrance you wear is an extension of your wardrobe.
Sure, they go hand in hand.
Tell me what movies you like. That won't really give me a good idea of what you're into. But if or that won't give me a good idea of how I think you dress. Or you tell me what music you like, and I have a vague idea of how I think you probably like wearing.
He said, "What is in the red cage?"
Oh, the red cage. That is my fiance's bunny rabbit. She grew up doing 4-H her entire life, so rabbits and the whole 4-H kind of thing. And
chinchillas.
Chinchillas. You know what's funny is that the pet store I worked at, we wanted to get chinchillas. That's where he came from, was the pet store I worked at, and we wanted to get chinchillas, but in Ohio, where I live, they're considered an exotic animal. So we sold chinchilla food, but no chinchillas.
I said my little nephew has a chinchilla, and they told him, they're like, "What is that in?" Because they did. Some of my family members didn't know what a chinchilla was. They're like, "What is that, an overgrown hamster?" And he was like, "No, it's a chinchilla." They're like, "What the hell is that?" Like.
Redbeard. Okay, that's I might change my name instead of and just Sense by Sean in here. I'll just go by Redbeard because that's fitting. Sense by Sean, brother man. After this video is kaput's, I'll comment down below because I don't. Can we type our own messages here in the chat?
Yeah.
Jay can.
But when you're done with the video, on the comment section, put a link to your channel on the comment section of when the stream's over. That way people go to the comment section and click on the links.
Yeah, so I'll put it there, but also it's a pretty easy name. It's Sense by Sean.
Yeah,
S-E-A-N.
go ahead and put it in the chat right here.
Yeah, whatever.
S-E-A-N.
S-E-A-N. None of the above, sir.
No?
Well, not S-H-A-W-N or S-H-A-U-N, so neither of those. It is S-E-A-N.
Yeah, to be able to see on the stream, the way you spelled it on your thing, it's the way he has it spelled on his screen is the way you type it to search for it.
Yeah, I can't see my own name here, but I know when I enter the stream, it asks me to put my name, but I can't see my own name.
You can't see them while we're live, but when you go and watch the replay, the names should be there.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Musings. I'm excited to have you on board, dude. Also, again, if anybody happens to check out my stuff or any stuff, I'm sure the gentleman above would agree. Comments, constructive criticism, stuff you'd like to see. I love hearing about the community. I was reading a post in one of the groups the other day that people are like sick and tired of top 10s, and I can see, I mean, if you're into video gaming, if you're into certain like different things, there's top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10, and people get sick of it. So I think getting like input like that is important. So if anybody,
yeah, you do games, so you should do that. Like top 10 video games, top 10 superheroes, top 10
yeah,
movies.
they make a lot of money because people love lists. I don't know. I mean, you see
Yeah, people
BuzzFeed.
like to see top 10s to see who you consider the best. I
Yeah,
was doing top 10 running backs and quarterbacks, but then I'm like, oh, it's kind of time consuming to make the video the way I vision it in my head, like putting
Yeah.
video clips and all that. I go,
Thanks,
it's gonna
Russell.
take a lot of time.
Yeah, top tens are people love lists. If you end up going to BuzzFeed and look, BuzzFeed is full of like top 10 lists and stuff, and it's because people click on it, and
Yeah.
people like it. But at the same time, you got to keep the community in mind. If like, man, if people are tired of a certain topic,
When the top 10 list of fragrances all the time, that's one thing. But when you do top 10s of, like, there's this channel called Top 10, where every video is top 10 of something completely different, though. Like top 10
Yeah.
movies, top 10 Jordans, then the next, so it's different things, so you don't get bored of it.
absolutely,
Yeah, no.
fellas. I have had a blast and appreciate you guys having me on. I actually have to skedaddle. We have somebody to
All right,
go.
brother, no problem.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
hopefully
Yeah,
these gentlemen continue on.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
again,
good to call it a night too, because I gotta go do other stuff too. We've been on pretty long. We got hour 45. We want to keep it under 2, and so this is a good time to log off. Hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking out the live stream. We're gonna try to get set a day in stone for it. Should be every Wednesday or every Friday. We'll let you know on the next
Still
stream.
working on it. Still working on it.
What day and time we're gonna do it every week, and we'll try to keep it around an hour to in between 1 and 2 hours, or 1.5, whatever. We'll try to set a certain time we want the videos to run. And yeah, everybody, do me a favor, hit that like on the way out. Any comments, any questions, any ideas you have, put them in the comment of this video, on the comment sections when we log off. Any ideas that are appreciated. That way, we have something to talk about the next week. You guys make it happen as well. Your ideas or whatever gives us something to go off of. So yeah, it's been nice checking everybody out. You guys all know all our channels already, and I guess we'll just check you guys out next time.
See you next time, fellas. Thank you for stopping
everyone,
by.
guys, thanks for having